and welcome to InsideASD, the program that tells you all the beautiful things that happen in this wonderful building. My name is Caleb Quiner, and today I'll be talking to Annela Tchouadep. She's been a student of the school and she graduated in 2016. Now she's an alumni. She studied in the University of Toronto in Canada, and today we'll be having her on set. Welcome, Annela.
Thank you.
So how was your trip back here?
With COVID and all, it wasn't the easiest of trips I had. Like I had to do COVID testing and a lot of like social distancing measures, wearing masks, and everything. But other than that, like I made it safely here, so that's good. Yeah.
Great, and we're glad to have you. I'd just like to talk a little bit about your story.
Sure.
It's been an amazing one. You came to ASD, what year, you remember?
Oh, in 2007.
Okay.
Yes, I was about in the 4th grade.
Right, and you spent basically your entire
Exactly.
school years at ASD.
Pretty much.
Just a quick question, can you tell us about yourself?
Canada, and after being born in Canada, my parents and I moved to the United States. So I was in the United States for 3 to 4 years. And then we moved to France. I was in France for 1 year, and then we came to Cameroon. And I actually have siblings. I'm not actually an only child. I have an older brother, 2 younger brothers, and a younger sister. And my younger sister and younger brother are actually, my younger sister graduated from ASD last year, and my younger brother is currently in grade 12 here at ASD. Other than like school, I also play soccer. When I was at ASD, I actually played a variety of sports: soccer, basketball, volleyball. And soccer has always been my favorite sport.
Right.
And when I was in university, I was actually on the soccer team, the women's soccer team at my school. So yeah.
I understand you came here when you were quite young, so your
Yes.
parents chose ASD for you.
Yes, yeah, for me and my siblings, yeah.
Now you're bigger. Do you have any ideas why they must have chosen the American School of Douala for you?
I know like as towards like university goals, I know they always want us to go to university, US or Canada, and talking to them later, they thought that ASD would be the best place that could prepare us for university. And so not only because we would receive an American education system, but also because the school had kind of the right infrastructure in place that would make us good candidates when applying, and that not only would we learn like academically, but we would also be able to participate in sports, different after-school activities, and they wanted to make sure that we were like a well-rounded students, so performing well academically, but also being involved in different aspects of school life. And ASD, as opposed to other schools, kind of provide you with that. You have clubs, you can do service learning, volunteering, different ways to be involved.
Right.
It's not just about the school aspect.
Great. Being at ASD, did it help to facilitate entrance into university when you applied in the University of Toronto?
Oh yeah, definitely. So the fact that that ASD offers AP classes, so you can take them in grade 11 and grade 12. And AP classes, they're basically the equivalent of how a first-year university course would look like. So having taken AP classes in university, a university course, because university was definitely a transition because it was definitely harder than high school. But the fact that I already took an AP class, I had a little kind of glimpse of what I would be stepping into. And actually, for some of the AP courses I took, the material we actually saw in university was very similar. That kind of gave me a head start because I kind of already knew the material. I think that's another great thing about ASD, that we really have teachers who really make sure that you understand the material. They don't just brush through it. And if you don't understand, you can always come after school to ask for help. So having that, I think that really helped me perform well academically.
Right. While you were here at ASD, were there any particular classes you were very, very fond of? I mean, I know you loved your classes, but
Yes.
were there some classes you were fond of, and why?
Yeah, so definitely my math and science classes. So I had Mr. Libe for all of my math class, so since middle school till even my AP math class. So he was my math teacher for middle school through my AP courses, and he made math easy. Like he just made me, like I've always loved math, but when he explained it, it always seemed easy, which made me love math even more. And also science, my science teacher was Mr. Dunga. He also made science fun, and he always made me want to learn more about science, because not only did we learn textbooks, but we also did experiments, and that kind of really made me like math and science. So I think it's no surprise that I chose to go into medicine, which is a very math and science, STEM fields. So yeah.
I learned that when you graduated and went to university in Toronto, you were able to tutor your peers. Tell us about that.
So when I arrived, so in my first year of university, I was taking calculus and chemistry. So that was kind of the equivalent of when I was taking AP calculus and AP chemistry. So a lot of the material that I was seeing in my first year calc and chem class were almost identical to what I had seen in high school. So while the professors were explaining, I kind of already knew the material. And some of my classmates were kind of realizing, oh, when the professor asks questions, you kind of know the answer.
Right.
Can you tell us your tricks? Like, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? And I just told them what I told you. Yeah, I just already learned the material before, so it's easier for me. They're like, wow, like I'm really struggling for this course, and I see that you're doing well. Could you help me? Like, I'll even pay you for it.
Right.
That's when the light bulb kind of went in my head. If there's people coming to me and asking for help, maybe if I could make some money out of it, why not? And that's how I kind of started. I posted my ad on Facebook, hey, offering to tutor math, chemistry, courses that I knew I was comfortable with, and then that's how people started coming to me. And then in my following year, in second year, I saw an ad for like an actual job where I could tutor people. Like, oh, I'm already doing that in first year. If I can do it in second year and earn more, that's even better. And now in the place where I worked in second year, I was also tutoring middle school and high school students as well.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And so Annela was actually tutoring her peers, making some money. How much money? No, don't answer that. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Now, tell us about life here at ASD. It's a school that has over 25 different nationalities, and since you left, it's actually added. So we've got more than that. How did that international atmosphere at American School of Douala while you were here, how did it help you to cope and to fit in Europe? Because I know your university probably had people from different countries and backgrounds and stuff. So how did ASD prepare you for that?
Yeah, so I think it's actually great that ASD had such an international environment, because ASD, it made us appreciate other people's cultures. We would have international days, tasting people's other foods. I would interact with people from all over the world on a daily basis at ASD. So when I moved to University of Toronto, just kind of on a scale wise, it's much bigger than ASD. So I went from a school of 200 students to like more than like about 15,000, let's say, students. Right. So that was kind of intimidating because I was used to 20 student class size.
Yeah.
But and the fact that I was interacting with people, with much more people from all around the world, it wasn't as scary as it could have been, because I had already been used to meeting people from different cultures. So when I was at University of Toronto and being immersed in that international environment, it wasn't a totally new feeling, because I was already in an international environment for the past for the whole like 13 years of my education prior to that. So it kind of made it easier for me to interact with people from different cultures. Like I wasn't scared. What if their culture is different? Because I already had experience of overcoming the cultural barrier, overcoming the language barrier. Since at ASD, that was like a familiar aspect. People would come and maybe they wouldn't speak English, maybe they would speak French, maybe they come from a school where they did things differently. So it made the transition easier at UFT.
When you were here, your final year exams, you had 4 APs, right?
Yeah, in grade 12, I had 4 AP courses.
4 AP
in grade
courses.
12. Yeah,
wow,
that was
awesome. What would you tell other kids who are in other schools in other countries who probably be watching the show about ASD? Like, what advice would you have for them? And then the students who are in grade 12 right now who are planning to go to university, or those who will be taking AP courses.
Yeah.
Any advice for them?
Don't hesitate. Don't be scared. ASD, it's so easy to become part of the ASD community. It's not like type of schools, because ASD, it's a very small knit community.
Right.
You'll know everyone, even the elementary school teachers. You'll know everyone. So don't be afraid to be part of the community. Join clubs, be involved, because that'll make your experience at ASD so much better. And for the grade 12 students who are going to university, don't hesitate to ask your teachers for help, because they want to help you. I think sometimes people are afraid to ask for help. They think that they have to go through the university application process all on their own, which, like, yeah, it's true, they are the ones writing the essays and everything, but ASD fortunately does have guidance counselors. It has teachers who you can come to, hey, I need help for this, can you proofread my essay? And I was fortunate that when I was applying for university, teachers and counselors were available to me. If you need me to proofread your essay, I'm here. Just drop up after school. Especially for grade 12, make sure that they are focused on your studies, because it's like their last year to kind of to impress universities academically. So don't, and I know that in your senior year, it's very easy to have, I don't know if you've heard of senioritis, but in your senior year, you're kind of like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't feel like putting much effort, but make sure you don't fall into senioritis.
Exactly.
Because you want to make sure that in your grade 12, that's when you grind, especially, because it's your last chance to kind of, for universities to see how well you've performed in your final year.
Well, many thanks to you, Annela Tchouadep, for joining us today on InsideASD. And don't hesitate to watch the next edition of InsideASD, the program that tells you everything that happens within these beautiful walls. My name is Caleb Quina, and I'll see you next time.
My name is Annela. I'm an ASD alumni, graduated from ASD in 2016, left to go to university, and came back to say hi since I'm in Cameroon over the break, and just wanted to tell everyone that I really love my former school, known as ASD.
Wave Beats Music.